It was just over 1 year ago. Robert Cartwright was primed and ready to become Stanford's starting point guard. And then, during a seemingly ordinary practice, everything changed.
I went up for a layup, and I just got knocked out of the air. I put my arm out to brace my fall.
All I did was just hear him scream out, and you knew that something was definitely wrong.
Looked down, and it didn't look the way that it normally should.
That's the most extreme thing I've ever seen in practice, to see, his arm break the way it did.
I knew right then and there what this meant because I could see some of the blood on the floor, and I knew my season was over right there.
The result, a compound fracture, ligament and tendon damage, and nerve decompression. Basically, Robert shattered his right arm.
It was definitely the most painful night I've ever experienced. I left from a doctor's appointment in tears. I thought there was a possibility that I would never play again.
If he was to play again, the rehab would be long and arduous, and there were no guarantees.
It was intense. There were a lot of days I was in a lot of pain because it was very physical, it was very invasive.
When I first met him, we shook hands, and it was hardly a handshake. I mean, my 4-year-old could give a firmer handshake than he could give.
He can't shoot, he can't dribble even, he can't really do anything other than really just watch. It's tough to see. It's tough to see, especially, someone who's as passionate and as emotional as he is. To see the game taken away from him is tough.
It was frustrating. Even when doctors were saying, you're making an improvement, I couldn't really see it. But I was always going to try to come back no matter what the doctors said.
If there was someone to do it, I feel like he had the drive. I never heard him say that my career is over, this is going to define me. I always saw him just pushing forward.
And push forward he did, day by day, week by week, month by month, all the while helping his brothers from the periphery any way he could.
He was our biggest cheerleader. He was always there at practice, always in the weight room, team meetings. He was everywhere, so he was just as much as part of the team.
As time went by, I could really see some of the progress that I was making, which was big, and that just pushed me to work a little bit harder.
First time I saw him come into an open gym, I had to shake my head a little bit just to be like, wow, he really made his way back.
As if overcoming a career-threatening injury isn't daunting enough, Robert has simultaneously had to acclimate to an entirely new coaching staff and new system. Just another degree of difficulty on the road back.
I believe in character, and this has probably been a real character-building exercise for him, but he's really done a phenomenal job getting through it.
I think change sometimes can be a really positive thing, and that's the way we looked at it, and that's the way I looked at it as well. I feel like I'm ready to try to lead this team and do some really good things this season.
That's exactly what he did. 6,000 miles from home in Shanghai, of all places. Cartwright's first game action in more than 19 months.
Good to see Robert Cartwright back on the floor.
3 days later, a more emotional payoff. His return to Maples Pavilion.
Robert Cartwright checks in for Stanford.
It's a great feeling, and when you get out on the floor, it's just basketball, and I'm so happy to be back.
It's less a happy ending than a new beginning. Robert Cartwright, his arm no longer broken, his stride and his spirit never broken.
It just helped me value being able to play out there every day, rediscover my love of the game if I had lost it in any way. At the end of the day, I'm playing basketball. I get to play at Stanford, which is awesome, and it's an absolute blessing where I am now.
At Stanford, Reiss, KTVU, Fox 2 News.